Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to Beyond the Hill. Thanks for being here. Another fabulous guest lined up for you today. The Daily Star described my guest as a rising pop star, and Women in Pop have described her as one of the most promising new talents on the UK music scene. Her music's had over 15 million streams. It's been heard on BBC Radio 1. She's also supported acts such as JLS and Blue on their arena tours. She's your go-to singer-songwriter for relatable, sassy songs about relationships. She's back on the hill. Please welcome back Cassa Jackson. Tranquilo. Yeah. Cassa, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you for coming back to B-Web, which was basically your home for, 2 years?
It was. I know, I haven't been back here since I was here.
This is your first time back?
Yeah, crazy.
Oh my God. Different? Same? How
Still
does it look?
smells the same memories. I love it.
Good. Quickly, you look amazing. You look really refreshed.
Thank you.
You've been away, haven't you?
I have been away,
Tell me
yes.
about that.
I've been all over the place. Hopefully still moisturising every day to keep the tan. But yeah, I've just had an amazing time. Songwriting, travelling. It's been amazing.
Amazing. Some time away, but getting us music for the future as well.
Yeah, I've got a lot of releases coming out this year that I've been working on. Pretty much one a month for the rest of the year.
Really?
Exciting, yeah.
What a year 2024 is going to be, guys. Let's take it back to the beginning and let's speak about this, because most people do 2 years at Hurtwood House. Mm-hmm. You did do your 2 years at Hurtwood House, but you've always been around the place, haven't you?
I have, yes. I kind of grew up around, every year I used to come and watch the theatre shows, and I definitely feel like that's why I wanted to become a singer, because I've seen it every year since I was a baby.
So even before you were studying at Hurtwood, watching the Hurtwood shows, the kind of people that Hurtwood churns out made you want to be a singer?
Definitely.
Let's talk education as well while you were here, because you studied Spanish, English and French, is that right?
Yeah, and theatre.
But
that was back at the time when people did ASs.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Very language heavy. You like your languages.
I did, yeah. I just thought you can then go on holiday to revise.
So you must have been fine when you were travelling, because you knew every single language around the world.
I was in South America. And so, yeah, the Spanish has definitely come in handy. I like to pretend I am Spanish. Like, the biggest compliment ever is when someone thinks I live in Madrid, and I'm like, no.
That's great. Well, the first song we played as you walked in today, Tranquilo,
yeah.
Muchas gracias, very good. So you're writing songs in different languages as well?
Yes, I thought I might as well use the degree, even though I'm a singer. But yeah, I definitely think, I love reggaeton music, so that's definitely had an influence in Tranquilo especially.
So is that also why you picked those for A-levels? Okay, the theatre, you've got the performance side of things.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of French and Spanish music, and I just thought, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I loved English, and that's definitely helped with the songwriting and lyrics. I love poetry, so yeah, it's kind of all fed into...
And then you mentioned it there, you went to Bristol Uni? Mm-hmm. Was that? Yeah, so you went to uni there. You did Spanish and English there?
I did Spanish and French there.
Spanish and French,
Modern
okay,
languages.
So you kept the languages going.
Yes.
So let me go through your results, because you're clearly a very bright lady. You got an A-star in Spanish, an A-star in English, an A in French, a first-class honours degree at university. Pretty good results, I think it's fair to say. But despite all of this, because you probably could have gone and got any job you wanted, was music always the passion?
Yeah, I think so. I actually started writing songs at Hurtwood. I'd never written a song before, and then it was actually at Hurtwood then when Dave Parsons, one of the teachers, put my song that I'd written into a songwriting competition called Song Academy, and then I got through to the final, and from that someone spotted me there, and I ended up performing at Wembley Arena as my third gig ever. And so from then on I sort of thought, I did that and I just wanted to do it as a career. I was like, I need to keep having this feeling.
Yes.
So yeah, basically Hurt was kind of where the songwriting element started. But I've always loved singing.
Did you find yourself at lunchtimes going, like I did when I was at Hurtwood, not that I can sing, but going to the music rooms because I play piano, just like taking yourself away?
Yeah.
I always think what's amazing about Hurtwood is because of the place and the setting you're in, it's like a creative haven.
Yeah, it definitely is, yeah.
A great place to songwrite as well.
Yeah, and I was also in a relationship at the time, so that's where I started writing the songs, because it was kind of like therapy for me.
Right, okay.
So I initially didn't think that anyone would relate to the songs. I just was writing them for myself to get me through what I was going through.
Sure.
And then, yeah, suddenly loads of people have also related. So.
And that's the thing, and I'll ask you a little bit later on about songwriting and how it all comes about. But it's a really personal thing, isn't it?
Oh God,
You're doing it for yourself, although it is helping loads of other people.
Yeah, but at the time of writing, I'm not thinking, oh, I wonder if this will be relatable. It's just, which is what it's fine. I find it interesting when people can relate because it's so personal.
Right,
like, all the anecdotes are specific moments, but then it's how people have viewed it, their different stories that they've read into the songs is really interesting.
Let's go back to Hurtwood. Would you say you were a model student, a good girl?
I was definitely a good girl.
Were you a good girl? Good. Well, I know you were because I found your school report. Okay. I've got it here. Okay. So I'm going to go through a few quotes if that's okay. We'll start with the languages because you're clearly impressed. And also, actually, all your school reports say Cassie, but I've been calling you Cassa.
Yes.
Who's right? Who's wrong?
So Cassie is my name, but Cassa
right.
is my artist name.
Okay.
So I changed it when I wanted to try and become a singer. I started a new Instagram channel, but I was a bit embarrassed. I didn't want my friends to see it, so I did it in secret.
Oh, really?
Until it was, going somewhere, and then I thought it was less.
Yeah, well, they're not laughing now, are they? So quite well. Let's go through your report then. So in Spanish, they said Cassie has a great flair as a linguist. A linguist?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a linguine. That's a pasta, isn't it? Yeah, that's not the right.
Hopefully not as a linguine.
No, actually, they say you're focused in class, asking relevant questions and giving pertinent answers. That's very good. English, it was the same thing. Cassie's an incredible, mature student who takes notes instinctively. She really is a model student whose ethos certainly helps those around her focus and improve. That's amazing. I don't know what you did to upset your French teacher because they went with a one-liner. They just said, Cassie's a model student. So they didn't clearly have to be somewhere after writing those reports.
Neat, we love a neat.
Who's your housemaster here? Was it?
James Baker.
So, which it still is here at B-Web. He wrote, if a good housemaster's report is one which balances praise for a student's strengths with advice on students' weaknesses, then Cassie makes it very difficult to write a good report. She doesn't seem to have any weaknesses.
Oh, James.
Isn't that lovely?
That's lovely.
But without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite part of your report is from the dance department. Did you do much dance at Hurtwood?
Yeah, I did. I did a lot of dance.
Yeah. Well, you're very memorable, according to them. All they put was Cassie is quite a sassy dancer. Is that still the case today?
Yeah, definitely. Dance to the songs, they're all sassy.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we had a bit of sassy dancing at the start.
Bit of a shimmy, is that what they mean by sassy?
Maybe. We love a shimmy. Whilst at Hurtwood, though, you obviously threw yourself into the performing arts side as well as the academic. Did you ever do the musicals as well, or was it just focusing on pop? Oh, you did?
I did everything. I was in Greece and Chicago. I was Rizzo in Greece.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's the wrong one.
No, it was There Are Worse Things I Could Do.
Brilliant. So you did that. So you did the musical. Was that never I want to go to drama school and do that route? Or was it always pop?
I love musical theatre, and I definitely thought about doing that. But then, as I say, it all kind of happened quite quickly with the songwriting, and suddenly I was sort of doing it. And I also love pop music, so I had to make that choice. But I could definitely foresee another world where I went into musical theatre.
Really? Bit of late career change somewhere down the line. When you joined the school, for me, I remember looking at the pop concert. I came to watch the pop concert. I watched it online. That was a massive drawing point for me because the production values for a school production is incredible. If you've watched a lot of these, was that a key reason to why you wanted to... Did you ever sit, I don't know, a few years before and go, that could be me in a couple of years' time?
Yeah, I always wanted it to be me. And then when it was me, it was so exciting. And even now, having done, I've done some big shows, festivals and everything, and the sound and the lighting, there's actually nothing like a Hurtwood show. And I always compare it to that and I think, well, it's no Hurtwood, is it?
But so many people say it, and I feel the same. You go to these,
so lucky.
And I did a little bit of drama school, which is meant to be the next step up for performing. But actually, the sets are not as good. The lighting, the singers are not. So you're right. We're very, very lucky. So you get to Hurtwood. You've dreamed of being on the stage. You are on the stage. You did the concerts as well. Can you remember that? Take me back to that experience. Was that one of maybe your first experiences singing live in front of sort of lots of people?
Yeah. And there's quite a lot of people in that audience, especially, you're like 16 at the time. I can't remember. I think I did Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield, and I love that song. So I just
you did do that.
Yeah.
Because we've got it. Take a listen.
Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. But when he started sweet talking to me, he'd come and tell me everything is alright. Kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can I get away again tonight? The only boy who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy.
Oh, I still love that song.
What's it like hearing that back?
I sound young, don't I? You can hear the nerves in my voice as well.
Do you
think?
That's
clearly like my first performance and I'm like shaking.
That's a great song though.
Yeah.
But the thing with the pop concerts, there's no way at 16 you chose that song.
I did.
I
did.
It.
I love that song.
I thought Doug Quinn has a lot to answer for, picking songs like that for people of our age group.
I'm going old school taste.
Very good though.
Yeah.
And could that come back onto your set list? I think it's a great one.
It should actually. I'm thinking about it now. Yeah. Next show.
I better be seeing you at a concert bringing back a Dusty Springfield. Right, so you leave Hurtwood, you head off to uni. You did a year abroad as well. Was that part of uni?
That was it, yeah, because I did languages. So you have a year. I lived in Madrid for 6 months. And then I was meant to live in France for 6 months, but then COVID happened, so I was only there for a month.
Formidable, not good.
Yeah.
Bonjour, very good, yeah.
But then it was actually all worked quite well because, well, obviously COVID didn't, but as in terms of my career, I was obviously at uni, everything was so full on, I was coming into my final year, and everyone had to stay indoors. So that's when I started posting on TikTok.
Right.
And I just did it every day because I thought, why not? And then that's when everything blew up. And I remember I was posting videos in my car of these songs I'd written. And then one day, this video of my song Suits You got 2 million views. And I remember showing my mum, I was like, Mum, look, this has happened. And then suddenly all the streams skyrocketed. And then I was doing my final exams at the time, but I was more interested in my music career. I was like, I just want to finish the exams. And then I got asked to support JLS on their arena tour. Like, I found out about that the day I was doing my final Spanish exam.
No way.
And it was going to happen sort of a month after I finished uni. So
your mind wasn't in the exam
that
time. That's incredible that it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about TikTok, and I mean, that is a new way to, breathe life into new artists now, isn't it? And going online, it's so important. But at uni, you, I guess, did a lot of gigs, pubs and clubs, things like that. Did you meet a band there, or were you part of a band? What's that story?
Yeah, I really wanted to get, do some more performing and stuff. So I had a band. We were called Cassa and the Novas.
Nice. Any reason why?
Oh, I just wanted Cassa, and then I had
something else.
yeah. And we thought that was a cool name. And we used to do like uni halls and all the balls, that they have, and that was definitely good for sort of nerves and exposure because you're performing to your peers from other uni halls, and I definitely found that quite nerve-wracking.
I was going to ask, because how does that help your development as an artist? Is it really important to do those kind of events?
Oh yeah, definitely. And then I remember because I took a year out before I went to uni, and I used to busk a lot in London, which is the scariest thing ever because you're basically just setting yourself up on the street. No one really wants to hear you, and then there you are. And then, so now I feel like I don't care. I never really get nervous because I've done the most nerve-wracking thing, which is busking. Yeah.
So if there's someone listening who's wanting to kind of follow your career path and become an artist, do they need to do that? That's so important, do you think?
I think definitely do things that are putting you out of your comfort zone. You don't need to busk, but you could do. I mean, I've had some terrible stories. I remember one guy walked past and went, "Turn it down."
No way! Jog on, mate. Not a chance.
Obviously not a good day for him.
No, I'd kick right off.
Yeah.
You talked about Wembley Arena as well, that songwriting competition. So you had these major milestones really early on as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was the age ever a worry? Did you feel like, I need to get a bit more experience, or, oh God, I'm just thrown in?
No, I felt like I was really mature. After Hurtwood, I feel like you do.
100%.
It's like uni almost. I definitely thought I was ready. I was writing all these songs, as if I knew so much about love and relationships when actually I was like 70.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
And you spoke about TikTok there. I always think if you can get a combination of doing those live gigs, but also on TikTok, you blew up. You won, or you were nominated for the TikTok Songwriter of the Year at the iHeartRadio Awards. Is that correct?
I know.
And you also won like TikTok Artist of the Week as well at some point.
Oh yeah, I was nominated for TikTok Artist of the Week, but the iHeartRadio was like an American, So then I flew out to LA for the premiere. It was my first red carpet, and I was there with like Olivia Rodrigo and all these massive artists, and I didn't know how to stand on the red carpet. That was definitely a bucket list pinch me moment.
100% being surrounded those people. So TikTok, do you think that is a key reason why you got where you did so quickly, perhaps? The speed of it.
For sure. Well, I think in terms of the numbers on my songs, when I think about the numbers, I can't quite imagine it. And I think it's hysterical that so many people have related to my songs when they're mostly about terrible relationships. And I think, what are we doing? We need
What's
to raise
going wrong with the world?
Standards. I know, like, it especially Suits You. It's all about when someone only wants you when it suits them, and that's got like 8 million streams. And I think, come on, girls.
So we could learn a lot about the UK's relationship crisis based on views on your songs.
Yes.
That's a great way. We should go through that.
That's why now I'm happy here, and I'm trying to get everyone through that, and it's just like group therapy.
That's a great way. Cash from the group therapy people. That'd be great. Beginning that online presence, though, that must have been scary at the beginning. When you posted that first TikTok video, you spoke about at the start already. Songs are so personal to you. Yeah. You write them for yourself, but no one else, and then you press post. What's that feeling like, that first few times?
Well, I remember with TikTok, it was obviously it was lockdown and TikTok was just kind of becoming a thing, and I posted about 4 or 5 videos, didn't tell anyone, didn't tell my mum, my dad, my brother, anyone, and for the first sort of 4 or 5 videos they all got 0 views.
Great.
And I was like, it's broken, something's not working, but actually obviously just no one cared. And then eventually I kept posting and then it started taking off, but I did think, God, you know, I could have easily just given up and none of this would ever happen.
So it's the consistency key to growing an online.
And also the self-belief. I was like, no, this song is good.
Yeah.
Because it was the same song I was posting and that's now got all these streams. It was the exact same song. So,
but it just needed a bit of time to grow.
I'm going to keep going.
This is good. Because actually back in the day with radio, people used to go and like meet people for lunch and say, that's a demo of my song. Can you play it on the radio? It's just not like that anymore, is it?
Well, no, I mean, sometimes it is. I guess with radio, they can pick it, but it all depends. Mainly, it's just, you know, do the masses like it? But I do definitely think you don't want to ask too many people's opinions, because I had a manager and I had a specific song, Parallel Universe, and I really liked it. And he said, oh, don't release that. It's not that great. It's only an album track. And I remember completely disagreeing. And now it's my second biggest song.
But is that hard as well when you've got lots of people? I don't know how many people you have around me, but when you have people around you who are saying, no, that's good. No, actually, that's not right. That should be that.
Yeah, and I just know in my heart, I think I have like certain feelings about, you know, when I'm writing it, if I'm really passionate about it, then I know that, you know, that will be a good one. And also, it can have its time because, for example, Suitsu, when I first released it, didn't go anywhere. It was then after I'd kept promoting it, and it only blew up like 2 years later.
Right.
So, you know.
So it's also timing as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's talk about your music then, because as I said at the top of the show, over 15 million streams. That's a lot of streams, guys. You've opened for acts, as you said, such as JLS and Blue in their arena tours. I remember seeing a photo on your Instagram of you, I think it was at the O2, which is just like ridiculous because it's from behind you. You've got the spotlight on you and all these lights. Take me back to that moment. What were you thinking?
Well, that moment, I said into the mic, I said, can everyone turn their phone torches on so I can see how many people are here? And I was imagining sort of the odd light, because obviously I'm the support act, people haven't come for me, and suddenly all of these lights came on, and at that I wasn't really nervous until that point because it was pitch black, and all these lights came on, and I thought, oh my God, there's thousands of people here, and I went, great, and then I started singing.
Thanks, guys.
And it was just amazing. It was like a night sky.
So with JLS and Blue, you got to open for them. How long were their tours? They're big tours,
that was
big
like
arenas.
28 dates.
Around big venues.
Yeah. All arenas, all around, you know, we went to Ireland and Scotland.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing. And it was still kind of during COVID time, so it was the first time people came back to watch, you know, big events again. But I was COVID testing every day.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing though, and they're such lovely guys, and their fans have just been so supportive of me. So ever since then, they've been coming to my shows. And
that's amazing that you've got the support there. And also coming out of COVID, people are just so wanting to hear live music and go to live events. So there must have been a really great atmosphere.
I mean, it's amazing thinking back now.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely.
So fine again.
When you're going and opening for someone like JLS, as you say, people have come to hear Everybody in Love. Great song. Do you ever think what they're going to think about my music? Do you feel like there's a pressure? Do you get nervous, I suppose is my question.
Well, because I'd never done it before, I'd never really thought about it. But definitely being a support act, you have to win them over.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to... There's someone who's calm and they might be sat on their phone, and I make it my mission. I'm going to get that person off their phone and listen to me. But that's why I sit down, or I stand there and I say, this is what this song's about. And if you can relate, you know, then listen. And I think that helps a lot, because then people think, oh yeah, I have been in that situation before. Let me listen then. How
would you describe your music? So you met new fans when you gigs with JLS and Blue. If there's someone watching who's never heard of your music before,
I write sassy songs about relationships and breakups. Mm-hmm. But that has kind of changed over the past year or so, because I have actually finally learnt my lesson.
Right.
And I've got rid of all toxicity in my life, and I've actually found someone really lovely, and now I'm writing happy songs, which is a bit of a change for me.
How does he feel about it? Because I saw a TikTok where you played Set Me to him for the first time.
Yeah, he loves it.
Does he bang up for it?
Yeah, he's really happy. And it's a really sweet song, and all my fans are so happy for me. Like, the comments have been really just gorgeous, because everyone's saying, oh, I'm so happy you're finally happy, because it's been a long time of me writing breakup songs.
Yeah, but they can come on that journey with you, so your music can evolve over time based on what's happening in your own life.
Exactly, and it's literally like my diary. You know,
really?
I've been way too honest.
I was going to ask, so when you put your whole life out there, your whole life is out there, in a sense, we spoke about with Kate Elizabeth earlier in the series, that, you know, everything you do for her is out there. Yeah. For you, everything that you think and feel is in a song. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think, oh, I've got to keep this a little bit back? Or
I just feel like you can't with songwriting. And at the time of writing, you're not thinking about everyone listening to it. You're just thinking, this is exactly what's happened. And I never want to hold anything back because I think strength comes from vulnerability. And that's how I've always thought, if I'm going through this, someone else must be going through this, and hopefully they'll relate, and then it might help them. And if I hold something back, then I'm just not being authentic. So that's what I've done. Whether it's too honest, I don't know. But
let's play one of your tracks now for people that have not heard your music before. Okay. Then tell me all about it.
I wanna spend the summer with you.
I'm a fan, Cassa.
Are you?
I'm a fan. I love the music. Tell me about that one. Summer for You. What's it all about?
That was when I was teasing that I was actually getting into a relationship.
You tease.
That was my first ever sort of change of style, not style, I guess, but topic.
Yeah.
And it's about meeting someone, and you think, this could go somewhere, and I am actually feeling quite happy, and then you want to spend the summer with them. And I remember when I played it to my boyfriend, he went, "Just the summer." And I was like, "Hold on, you're talking."
Wait, I'm not here till Christmas. Yeah,
I know. I was like, calm down.
Mate, so that song, and you mentioned Suits You as well. Mm-hmm. What are your favourites? I mean, they all must, and that's a really weird question to ask you because all of them should be because they're about you. But
yeah, I feel like every time I release a new one, I'm like, this is my favourite because it's at the forefront of my mind. But my favourite to perform is a song called Sophie.
Okay.
And that song is born out of a very bad situation where an ex of mine went off with the person he told me not to worry about.
Was she called Sophie?
She was actually called Sophie.
Detective over here.
Yeah. But I was like, we've got to be authentic. And so I was very upset. And the initial song is, stripped back acoustic. And then we added loads of upbeat production. And now it's this absolute banger, in my opinion. And then I am singing it live at shows and everyone's singing along. And I don't care about that scenario anymore. It was a long time ago. And I just feel like it's such an empowering song that you kind of got over it and you're like,
that's what I'm going to ask. So obviously you go on tour, you're going to sing all your songs.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go back to places where you weren't happy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're over it, but do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah, but it makes me happier that I'm singing these songs, and I remember what I was feeling at the time of writing them, and then singing it now, having people sing the lyrics back to me. And there's no feeling like it.
And that's another question as well, because before we started today, I was humming your songs, because I've been listening to them, obviously, while I've been preparing all of this as well. Is that a weird feeling when you hear someone sing your lyrics back? Lyrics that were in your head, and then in a piece of paper?
Them and they sing them, know the tune. It definitely is a weird feeling, but I love it. I remember my headline show, that was like the best night ever because everyone there they all were, and everyone was requesting songs. Some songs that not even the big ones, like smaller songs that might not have done so well online, but they've still resonated with people,
which is great.
Yeah.
Do you have? I mean, I know you have a big following and some super fans. Have you got a crazy fan interaction? Maybe at a gig, or someone said something.
I did a festival once, and a girl came up to me, and I met her afterwards, and she cried, and it was lovely. I was like, I can't believe I've had such an impact on you that you.
But please
are so
don't cry.
Yeah, but please stop crying. But yeah, she then told me how much my songs have meant to her, and someone's got a tattoo with my name on it.
What?
And my lyric.
Wow.
I know. My boyfriend's like, I'm your biggest fan. I'm like, no, you're not. Until my name is tattooed on your arm.
You're not my biggest fan.
Yeah. But that was an interesting one because it's my song, I'm Okay Until I Think, which again, it's not one of my biggest songs. And that's all about, from my point of view, all about a breakup and kind of getting over that. But this girl had tattooed it on her arm from like a mental health point of view, writing the lyric. And I thought,
that's really interesting because yes, but everyone can relate to your music. Everyone's been through a breakup in their life or has relationship problems or really happy relationships, but people might interpret your lyrics differently as well. And that's what's great about music. It's so personal, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Tips for young songwriters. So I'm not one of them. I did try to, weirdly, actually, when I broke up with my ex, my first thing was I went to the piano because I can play the piano, but I can't sing or good at writing music.
It's definitely a good way to get your feelings out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like tears on the piano now. But have you got tips for young songwriters? What is do's and don'ts, I suppose, for writing a good song? Because you've written quite a few.
I don't think there's any, from my point of view, I don't think there's any don'ts. I think it's just write from the heart, try and be as personal as you can. And as I said before, believe in yourself. And when you're putting them out there, if you genuinely think it's a good song, other people will hopefully relate. And it might take time, But, keep going and don't compare yourself to anyone else. Because I think with, singing and social media and songwriting and everything, there's always something going on. You're always looking through like a highlight reel of everyone's life. And you've just got to think, no, this is my journey. I'm doing this. My time will come. And, be happy for other people when things go well. But then doing well doesn't take away from your success.
So there's no rule book. It's just about, I guess, being honest as well.
Yeah.
And you've written about something that's affected you, so don't write about something you don't know about as well. Be
well, you
authentic.
definitely can. I mean, I've done sessions where I'm sort of top lining and writing for other people.
Okay.
But I always try and, draw from my own experience in that. Because I just think otherwise, how's anyone else meant to relate if I can't relate?
Yeah. So you've got to relate to your songs first before anyone else can.
Yeah.
You've spoken about some incredible moments, whether that's the O2, LA red carpet with some big stars. Have you got a career highlight, apart from this interview, clearly? Have you got, apart from today,
career highlight?
Standouts.
It's actually so hard to choose. I think it's got to be the O2 Arena.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing. But as I said, my first headline show in London, that was the first time, I wasn't even sure if people were going to come.
Really?
I thought, I'm doing this show, we'll see. And it was a really cool venue called the O'Meara. And stepping out onto that stage and then afterwards meeting everyone, people were queuing up to have a photo with me. And I was thinking, don't queue, it's fine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a really cool.
And you're still so young in your career. Where's the dream? Where's the ceiling? Is there a ceiling?
Well, that's the thing. Once you do one thing, you just think about the next and the next and the next. I don't know. I have so many dreams. I mean, Coachella's on.
Yeah.
I want to perform there one day. But I mean, I used to say my bucket list is to perform at the O2 Arena, and now I'm like, tick. But then I want to sell out the O2 Arena as my own.
For yourself,
show.
yeah.
That would be it.
Then maybe I can warm up. I can be the opener.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? That'd be great. Guys loving it in the background.
We'll do another one in a year's time. See where we are.
Let's talk about new music as well. You said you're bringing out lots of new music.
Mm-hmm.
Back in April, you brought out a song called Reset Me. I'm going to play a really long clip because I absolutely love it and I know every single word. Here we go.
It's the small things that you don't see, and just one touch, yeah, you get me. And when I'm stressed out, you smile patiently. You might not know it, but you reset
It's
me.
this lyric for
It's
me.
the little things that you say and do, like the way that you said, I think I'm starting to fall for you. Love was hard, now it's easy. You might not.
Can you tell I'm painfully single? I love that song. Can you tell me a little bit about how that came about? Because I think it's a little bit different in terms of the style. It's quite ballady, which I really like, and it's obviously a happy place as well. Tell me about Reset Me.
So I kind of say I've entered into my acoustic stripped back songs era, and that one, as the lyrics say, it's all about being reset and finding someone who treats you how you deserve to be treated. And that's a really special song for me because I never thought I'd write a song like that. And it's a love song.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And it's one where I've learnt the words. So everyone's a winner.
It's going well. And that lyric that you were talking
I love the lyric. I love the lyric.
Yeah,
well,
again,
tell me about that lyric. Yeah.
So personal, that lyric, because the lyric is like the way that you said, I think I'm starting to fall for you. But the actual thing was, that's about when my boyfriend told me he loved me, but he, instead of saying that, he went, I think might be starting to maybe fall in love with you. And I went, well, are you? Or are you not? Say it again. But he was so nervous to say it. And then I was just so sassy. I was like, say it again, say it properly.
Amazing that you're taking real life lyrics and creating music as well. That makes it authentic.
Yeah, anytime anything happens, I get my notes app out and
I
save it for a session. And I think, right, what have I written down this week?
What did you... Oh, yeah, bear with. Let me write that down and come back to you. Let's talk what's next, because I know you've got some pretty big dates and things in the diary. You're doing main stage at Silverstone, aren't you? That's really exciting. Tell me about that.
Yes. Well, I'm performing before Busted. Love Busted.
Love Busted.
And that's in August.
Yeah.
And then that same weekend, I'm also performing at the Mr. Gay World.
Yeah, I've got that. What's that all about? It's come to the UK for the first time, right?
Yeah. So I went to South Africa to do the parade of the competition when it was in South Africa. And now it's coming to the UK. It's the proper big final of this competition. And it's televised, live broadcast. And they've asked me to be...
So what are you doing then? You're singing, opening?
Yeah.
Great.
I know.
Lovely. There you go.
I have to write a big anthem.
Big gay anthem, big Eurovision tune. Hey, you should represent UK Eurovision.
Oh, well, watch this space.
Stop it, exclusive. There you go. When you're performing live or you're in the studio, it's a question I ask people that write music all the time. What is better? What gives you more thrill? Okay, you're performing live to thousands of people in the O2 Arena, which is a great thrill, but just you and a microphone getting things perfect? What do you prefer? And what does each one offer, I suppose?
Yeah, I don't know. There's pros and cons to both. I think there's nothing like being in a studio and you've just written a song and you're really excited about it. Like with tracks that I do, I always pretty much use the demo vocals because as in when you first record it, and then normally you come back and you re-record them. I never ever want to do it because I'm like, I was in the feels that day, that's how I felt, that's coming across on my voice. So that time is very special, but also once everyone's related to it and you're singing it, especially some of my sassy breakup songs, there's no better revenge than singing them at an arena.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Thousands of people coming back with you.
Yeah. So I think it's got to be live. I love live music.
Let's wrap up with 3 simple questions. I'm going to ask you 3 really simple questions, which there is method to my madness. Question number 1, and you've kind of already answered it. Why do you love music? Why do you love your job?
Because it is universal. It doesn't matter who you are. You can sit down, listen to it, and probably relate. And there's no rules.
There's no rules. Yeah. Whereas other jobs there are.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Question number 2. What should someone do if they, like you, have a passion for that industry, for music? They want to pursue it. What should they do? How do they get started? How do they take that love of music and turn it into a career?
Well, I think it can actually be really simple. You don't, especially nowadays, you don't need a massive studio. If Suits You, my biggest song, I literally just recorded in my bedroom with one of my friends, sat on the end of the bed. Yeah. And with things like TikTok and other platforms now, you can just put it out there. You don't have to have a massive label. And so if you love doing it, then just literally sit down, write it, record it. You don't even need that expensive of a mic at the beginning, and see how it goes.
And get out on TikTok.
And
get past the 0 views for the first few videos.
Exactly.
And then the final question, linking that all together. So someone has started on TikTok, they've got a passion, they're trying to find a school. You see where I'm going here, guys.
Okay.
They can very happy with what I've done there. Trying to facilitate it. Why should they come to Hurtwood? What did it do for you?
Yeah, especially if you are into singing, then Hurtwood is the place to come, because the shows, as I've said before, performing in that concert just set me up to know I wanted to do this as a career, and gives you the confidence to make you think you can actually do it. Because before coming to Hurtwood, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. And I probably could, there's a lot of, I wish I'd done a bit more music law at uni, but because that's a whole nother wave. But it just gave me the confidence that I thought, do you know what, this could actually be a career. Because I always just thought, that's for people who've, I don't know, been doing it since they were like 4 years old.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas I'd never written a song before I came here, and then suddenly it all took off. So, and you're also surrounded by loads of like-minded people. The people in my year, so many of them are now in creative industries and absolutely killing it. And I think it's that group mentality of, we can do this, and everyone empowers everyone that is quite unique to Hurtwood. Yeah.
Perfect. Sums up perfectly. My final question then is what's next for you? You said you've got a song coming every month this year.
Yeah, I've got a lot of music coming out. Okay. So... just more songs after songs.
Maybe more headlining tours.
Oh yes, that's the other thing. I'm planning my own acoustic tour.
Come on now.
I haven't actually mentioned that yet. I suddenly said it. But that's my next thing.
So lots of big things.
Yeah, I've never done a headline tour of my own. So that's the big project.
Amazing. And maybe more crazy people with tattoos will turn up for that as well, which would be amazing. I'd definitely get one with the lyric, nice. Think I'm falling for you. Yeah, great. That wasn't the tune at all. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassa Jackson.
We really hope you're enjoying Beyond the Hill. To catch up on every other episode, head to YouTube and Spotify right now, or you can follow all of our social media channels to never miss a moment here on Beyond the Hill.